Calling out a narcissist can lead to a wide range of reactions, often unpredictable and intense. When you challenge their behavior or expose their flaws, they may react defensively, becoming angry, dismissive, or even aggressive. Narcissists typically have an inflated sense of self-importance and a deep need for admiration. So when they feel criticized or challenged, their pride is often wounded. They might try to manipulate the situation to turn the blame on you, gaslighting you into doubting your own perceptions. You could also face emotional abuse, as they may use tactics like guilt-tripping, shaming, or playing the victim to make you feel responsible for their reactions. In some cases, they might try to alienate you from others, creating smear campaigns by spreading lies or creating doubt about your character in order to maintain control. The narcissist may also try to punish you by withdrawing affection or cutting off communication entirely. On the other hand, they might flip the situation and pretend to be the victim, portraying themselves as misunderstood or mistreated to gain sympathy and manipulate those around them. The impact of calling out a narcissist can leave you feeling exhausted, confused, and emotionally drained, especially if you aren't prepared for their tactics. It's a challenging experience, but it can also be a necessary step in setting boundaries and protecting yourself from toxic behavior. Narcissists tend to have a fragile self-esteem that is constantly at risk of being exposed as inadequate. As a result, they develop a series of psychological defenses to protect themselves from feelings of shame or vulnerability. They may deny events, refusing to acknowledge any criticism, claiming that it's either exaggerated, complete lies, or irrelevant. Narcissists often deflect criticism by accusing others of having the very flaws they themselves possess. This is known as projection. Or victims may experience narcissistic rage, where the narcissist lashes out aggressively when their inflated self-image is threatened. Truth or facts about their harmful behavior tends to offend their sensitive egos. This outburst can range from verbal attacks to physical aggression in extreme cases. They struggle regulating their emotions, and the exposure of their vulnerabilities triggers an almost primal defense. The narcissist will often manipulate reality, making the accuser doubt their own perceptions and experience, distorting the truth where they can appear as the victim or the hero in the situation, spreading their false narratives to other third parties where they can recruit flying monkeys that validate their lies. Also, in an attempt to shame and blame the actual victims, painting them as irrational or emotionally unstable. In the worst-case scenario, this can lead to social ostracization, especially if the narcissist is a person of authority or has a strong influence within a social circle. The goal is to make you question your own perceptions and feel as though you are the one in the wrong. Over time, this manipulative strategy can erode your self-confidence and make it harder for you to trust your own judgment. It can also make you feel isolated where you trust nobody, because no one around you can see the truth in the situation other than yourself. When they play the victim, they can also become excessively apologetic and act as though they are being unfairly treated. This appeal to sympathy is designed to confuse you, making you feel guilty for pointing out their behavior. In doing so, the narcissist redirects the conversation away from their own wrongdoing and focuses the attention on your supposed mistreatment of them. Their apologies are usually empty, as they tend to never change their ways. It is only used for manipulation. Their repetitive behaviors will drive you crazy in the end. Because these defense mechanisms are so automatic, calling out a narcissist doesn't usually lead to understanding or change. Instead, it just triggers a defensive, revengeful reaction. Narcissists rarely take responsibility for their actions because they fear accountability or appearing as the individual at fault. If you call out a narcissist for something, they are more likely to accuse you of misunderstanding, misinterpreting, or exaggerating the situation. For instance, if you point out their lack of empathy, they may argue that you are overly sensitive or that you are the one who lacks understanding. Narcissists are masters at shifting blame onto others, making it difficult for you to engage in a rational conversation. In some cases, rather than confronting the issue directly, the narcissist might choose to withdraw emotionally or physically from the situation. They might give you the silent treatment, refusing to engage with you in any meaningful way. This tactic is often used to punish the accuser and regain control over the relationship. By withdrawing, they ensure that they remain the one in power, making you feel isolated or ignored. If this has happened to you, see it as a blessing, an opportunity for peace away from the narcissist's lies and dramas. You can live in your reality while the narcissist chooses to live in their delusions. Confronting a narcissist is emotionally draining and can have significant repercussions for you calling them out. They are highly skilled at manipulating emotions and creating an atmosphere of confusion or hostility, which can leave you feeling emotionally unsettled. You may experience exhaustion because the narcissist will often engage with you in prolonged, one-sided conversations that demand a lot of emotional energy. The constant need to defend yourself, to contend with their shifting narratives, or to absorb their anger will drain your energy. Don't let them undermine your sense of self-worth. Through all their gaslighting, manipulation, or belittling, it can leave you questioning your own worth or judgment. They are attempting to damage your self-esteem because you calling them out has damaged theirs. Calling out a narcissist can have a long-lasting impact on relationships, particularly if the narcissist is a family member, friend, or romantic partner. The confrontation may result in the breakdown of the relationship or create a shift in the dynamic of the relationship. In some cases, they can end up gaslighting or emotionally punishing you for years after the initial confrontation because they often believe their own lies. It is an automatic rejection of any truth that threatens their image of innocent perfection. So therefore, they must believe that everything is your fault. If you choose to call out a narcissist, it is important to be prepared and take the steps needed to protect yourself emotionally and mentally. Establishing firm boundaries is essential when dealing with a narcissist. Clearly define what behaviors are unacceptable and stick to those boundaries, even if the narcissist tries to push against them. Understand that they are likely to deny the accusation or retaliate. Be prepared for their defense mechanisms and try not to take their reaction personally. Their behavior is more about them than it is about you. Narcissists thrive on emotional reactions because they can manipulate those reactions. Try to remain calm, collected, and emotionally detached during the confrontation. This will make it harder for them to gain control over the interaction. Calling out a narcissist can be isolating, so it can be beneficial to have support from trusted friends, family members, or a therapist who understands narcissistic behavior. They can help validate your experiences and provide a perspective on reality during the aftermath. Sometimes, the most effective strategy is to disengage and walk away. If the narcissist is unwilling to change or accept responsibility, there may be no benefit to further confrontation. Protect your well-being by knowing when to cut ties and move on. While calling out a narcissist may feel like an important act of standing up for oneself or seeking accountability, the emotional consequences can be significant. Your peace is priority, and going no contact with them truly is the best way to move forward. Ultimately, dealing with a narcissist requires a mix of boundary setting, emotional resilience, and sometimes the wisdom to walk away. If you enjoyed this video and it was helpful to you in any way, please support us by liking this video, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Thank you.